Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Everything at Random. And randomly, today's podcast or today's show is podcasting my way through therapy. And I say that because things switched up. I had like an interview lined up and everything like that, and I was going to talk to somebody in the club scene who helps out people understand about the importance of drug use and stuff like that. And something happened, something came up, and I respect that. But we're gonna talk about my journey of mental wellness. We're gonna do a check-in, okay? Because today hasn't been a fucking great day, man. It was getting bad again. I was starting to feel bad again. I started thinking about. I woke up thinking about, am I doing a good job? Am I good enough? Am I going to be somebody? Am I going anywhere? Are all these moves the right moves? Am I always going to be alone? You know what I mean? These are the things that was going on in my mind this morning. All right. And it's been like, I have moments like that. That's what brought me to, like, if you listen to the first episode, that was one of the things that brought me to my uncle to get me admitted so I could get help and get some sleep. But that just was like a wake up call. I'm like, I'm not there. I need to solve this. I need to figure this out. But yeah, like, I felt like that. I started feeling and starting to spiral. So I want you guys to know, like, dealing with mental health is not easy. You suffer from depression, anxiety, or whatever it is, or self-doubt, or whatever. I don't care. We all feel something. I just want you to know you're not alone in what you feel, and that it's not something you're going to be able to solve. If somebody's telling you, we can solve this will be no problem, we'll do this, that, and the third. No. They are fucking lying to you, bro. They are fucking lying. Because this is not the first time I had like a anxious and go down the spiraling hole, and then I do this thing, because this is what most people do. They run into an issue, they feed it with medicine, and my medicine was like, oh, I'll do some podcasting for a little bit, and I'll talk to a therapist for a little bit and not really give a fuck. And like, it solved some of my issues within the moment. And after that, like, I stopped going because I think it's good. And it's not. It's fucking not. It's never going to be good, because you have to continuously do the work every fucking day. Because we've been walking around with all this trauma and all this fucking baggage for most of our fucking lives, and we never seek the help. So guess what? Those are like wounds that are going to take years. You'll never be healed. You have to just constantly, it's just like a wound that you have to constantly fucking clean, you know? So what I'm doing different now is sticking with my therapy. What I'm doing different now, I was about to not record this shit. I didn't have somebody. That was planned out like a couple of days ago, and I just kept on holding it off and holding off. I tried to write a script again. I started going through this place, and today I just, like I said, woke up with like, I don't want to record. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be at work. I just want to lay in bed. No, man. I had to physically tell myself, get the fuck up. I said it out loud. I was like, you need to get the fuck up. You can't control what happens. You can't control everything else that's going on. What you can control is how you move and how I'm going to move. You know what I mean? I want you to know that you control these things. All these things that are happening outside, they are outside of your, if you didn't physically touch it, you know what I mean? You can't control it. It's not a part of you. Things are gonna fucking happen, and we can't dwell on it. Another thing, it's like, if you have a DeLorean and you can go back in the past and fix some shit, fantastic, great for you. But you know what? Most of us fucking don't. And to deal with these issues, we cannot go back and think about how we could have, should have, or whatever. We have to move forward. And I'm learning to try to do that. And like I have to say it out loud. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that you're not alone. And I'm going to keep on saying that because you need to hear that, because I need to hear that I'm not alone. But yeah, woke up with all that shit, went to work and still felt all that shit. And I kept on telling myself the whole day, like, bro, tomorrow you have your therapy appointment. You work out a little bit before you go to work. You get up early. You make yourself a breakfast. You do healthy things for yourself that you don't normally do. You know what I mean? That's what I was doing. I was like, I'm gonna make a breakfast. I'm gonna do this. Take my time. I'm going to do all the things as if I was happy to the point where I feel better. And it was hard because and then I'll tell you right away, I did all those things, still didn't feel good. Walking out the door, I'm swiping through Instagram, which is the worst fucking thing to do when you're fucking feeling down. And it's like their algorithms are matching up of how you're feeling, what you're listening to, and everything. I'm listening to sad music and I wish you come back, or I wish things get better, or there's brighter days coming, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it sounds joyful, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, but I'm going through these shitty days right now. You know what I mean? I'm swiping through it, and like sometimes this is meant to happen. Sometimes you have to be alone, and you have to deal with these things. You have to fail. And you hear those things, and you dwell on it. So I was like, let me get off Instagram. Let me just stay off. I'm gonna stay away from that. And I got on the train and I started listening to just like regular music as if I'm happy. So continue on that path of as if I'm happy. And train, got to work, still like, and while I'm going to work, it's like I'm forcing a smile. Somebody looks at me, I'm smiling, like yeah, you know what I mean? Like I got no worries. So if anybody from the outside looking, looking in is like, man, this motherfucker happy as fuck. I'm fucking hurting. I'm telling you, I'm like the whole day I'm hurt. I'm walking you through the whole fucking day. I go, get to work, and I'm good. And I'm working, I'm keeping busy. I'm having great conversations with leadership and higher ups that came to see me. These are great things that are happening. But in the back of my head, this thing, this there are dark passenger of negativity, um, just telling me like how I'm gonna mess up or how you're doing it wrong or you should have not said it like that. But I'm forcing myself to live in these moments, and these are the things I'm learning to do. All right, I'm in it, and I felt like the conversation I walked away from felt great. They're noticing me, more responsibilities. They recognize in a shorter period of time of how great I am, and and here's the thing: the normal thing to do when you're dealing with this is that since you feel bad about something that happened in the past, that taints everything good you have ever did. Everything good you ever did taints it. It taints it all, but it shouldn't. And that's why I'm forcing myself to tell. I'm like, that was one bad thing. I made a fucking mistake. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Fuck it. But yeah, like I appreciate you acknowledging all the work I'm doing, and I'm like I'm trying to like force myself to be excited about it, even though I have that dark passenger telling me I ain't shit. And I went through it. It was good. Took lunch, and there was moments where I was being sad and feeling down. And the reason why I was feeling down, I haven't been able to record because like I had somebody lined up and they didn't want to record with me. They didn't want to record. It's just they ran into technical issues. But you see how my negative mind goes into that place where it's like they don't want to record with me. Like it's not that. Shit happens. It's life. Your friends are not gonna always call you. You not if some people might not answer when you really call them. You know what I mean? You can't see that as like they'll never do it or they're the worst. And as I'm going through this, I want you to understand if you can pinpoint, like I've talked about key things, smiling throughout the day, force like making it seem what would it be like if I was happy, making myself breakfast, being healthy, being active, looking at the and then And then, like I said, I was looking at my phone, listening to music. I wasn't feeling that great during lunch. And then next thing you know, I started feeling bad. And I said, you know what? Let me be proactive. Let me make sure I have my appointment for my therapist tomorrow. Let me make sure everything's good. Let me put it in my calendar. I got something to look forward to. Let me plan out what it looks like for tomorrow. Not let me worry about what happened yesterday or what happened in a few minutes ago or like a couple of days, whatever it is. You see how I'm changing up these fucking things, these habits. Um, but yeah, I do my thing and I'm starting to feel better. I literally was coming home to say, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do this therapy session on the mic because nobody wants to fucking record with me, blah blah blah. No, man, I fucking came home on the train, listened to great music. I thought about the episode so hard that I wrote up a script and I ripped it up and I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I said, you know what? While I'm on this train, let me look at this book that I picked up. Um, it's creative writing journal, but it tells you to use weed. It's pretty dope. Um, so you know what I mean. Before I'm on the train, I have to take light rails. There's a few trains I have to take. So you know what I mean. I get to spark up a little bit, enjoy that, and got into my creative writing, and I felt good. And I'm not saying weed is the answer. Just the book says it. You know what I mean? It's prescribed in the book to be even more creative. But you see where my mind was going was like, let me be positive about this stuff. Everything I'm doing the whole day, I'm trying to be positive. Like I had fun at work and like I try to dig deep into work and really connect with my employees and like get on that train and think of something creative and stuff like that. And I came here, I recorded about 4 times. And before I came here and recorded, another thing, I got on the phone with a friend and I just talked. I didn't dwell on that walk coming home. There's like a walk in between the station or whatever. Uh bullshit. I didn't dwell on that shit. I didn't dwell on how I was feeling. I didn't go back into that place. Called up that friend and I was like, yo, what's going on? And he's a talker. He is a talker. And so I talking my shit, blah blah blah. Let out some of the stuff I was dealing with at work, gave me some insight, blah blah blah, and I felt good. Came home on the phone, made dinner. I did all these things and feeling good. And here I was thinking I was lonely. I don't have no friends. Nobody wants to record with me. Blah blah blah. My man was just on the phone with me for an hour while I cooked dinner, which I made a really good dinner. It was a salmon, and some what you call it, broccoli. But I burnt the broccoli a little bit, put a little bit of salt on it. Delicious, amazing. The salmon cooked a little bit in the air fryer. Then I put it on the pan because I want that like skin to cook. You know what I mean? And I got this thing called poke. So I could put a little seasoning on top, and I put like a little bit of spicy mayo. Delicious. Somebody told me that. I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, I did all these things, and I was feeling down. I was feeling like shit, and I got on here, and I was overthinking for a minute, and I just said, "Fuck the script, fuck all that. Let me just be me and just talk my shit. Let me let me stop trying to plan it out so much and let these words randomly just flow out." And that is like my my journey right now. I don't do that just today. I try to do that almost every day because some days are harder than others. Today was a hard one and I did everything I could possibly do. I'm not even mad anymore. Like I was mad because I felt like I was reading a script and I was doing everything wrong and I'm like, "No, man, like you're good at this." You know what I mean? Like I'm good at this. Some people, like I say it over and over again, are good at art, this, that, and third. I feel like this is what I'm good at. Connecting with my audience. And if you listen to a story, if you truly listened, you heard me say like I was feeling down, I was feeling like shit. I ate right. I exercised a little bit. I connected with a friend. I planned out my day. I physically told myself to get the fuck up. I told you, like, sometimes you have to say things out loud so that you can hear it. You know what I mean? I connected with people. I dived into work, but I didn't drown in it. You know what I mean? Not to say like those feelings are gone. Like what I feel is still there. I'm still feeling hurt. I'm still feeling lonely. But I'm managing it well. And yeah, like there's gonna be a moment that I'll cry and let it out. And that's okay if these things happen. It's okay we go into these moments of sadness or depression. It's okay. It's what do you do when these things arrive? What do you do when these things happen? Are you planning out your day? Are you eating right? Are you taking care of yourself? I want you to know that like these are the things that we should be doing. We shouldn't do it in the moments where it's just like, oh, it's bad now. And then once I feel a little bit better, it stops. No, I have to continuously do this every fucking day. I have to plan out things almost every day. And it's not like I'm trying to make myself tired anymore or work out to the point that I feel tired. I'm doing these things because I'm doing it to the point where it makes me feel good. It feels good to work out because and then I know physically I'm gonna look good. And then when I look in the mirror, I'm good with it because I don't give a fuck what you think. That's the problem. We always think about what everybody else is thinking or how everybody review it. No, I'm doing this for me. I want to look at myself and feel good. Then if I feel good about my physical appearance, I feel good about the things I'm doing. And if I feel good about the things I'm doing, you know what I mean? It's all works together. Smiling, just walking around smiling until you gotta fake it till you fucking make it. You know what I mean? And it's vital to do all these things to stay positive. So me explaining my story and explaining what everything I'm going through is just for you to understand that you're not alone. Like it sounds like a regular fucking day, but every fucking moment of that day, it got so fucking dark. Every moment of that day, I felt like I wanted to break down. I wanted to cry. I just wanted to be alone. But and then I kept on pushing and telling myself, like, you're not alone. You're gonna be okay. So my check-in is like I was out of 10 today. But I was also at another level of 10. From the negative to the positive, from the positive to the negative. It's going to go back and forth. But we have to continue doing the work. Like you have to get up in the morning. If you don't want to get up, you have to force yourself. You have to force yourself to do things that you don't want to do, but then you don't realize how influential it connects to everything. Like, oh, I don't want to feel alone. But if I didn't get up, I would never connect it with so and so or that person or that person. Then I don't feel alone. I had to go up and go and do this and have this conversation. They wanted to grab food. Now I have to eat. Now I have to do these things. You know what I mean? Like it all combines together. Oh, they talked about maybe playing basketball or doing this and that or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like everything connects together. So whatever you're dealing with, just understand it. Whatever you're worried about, what's connected to it also can solve it. If that makes sense. It's like if I do this, this will happen and I won't have to worry about that. I won't have to worry about this. I'm saying this out loud because then I'm recognizing like if I don't do these things, I will never solve this. And I'm going through it. Like I'm gonna talk about this with my therapist. Shit, I wish I can just have him on here. Maybe I'll ask him. Maybe he can give you some insight into my mind and maybe into your own too. But yeah, man, like I want you guys to realize like we all deal with our own shit in our own different ways, and I want you to always, if you feel these moments, just do whatever you're doing, do the opposite. You don't want to talk. You don't want to sleep. You don't want to eat. I mean, if you're gonna eat healthy. Do something. You know what I mean? Like everything is whatever you want to do when you're feeling like shit. Do the opposite of that shit. You want to walk around with a shit face. Walk around with the biggest fucking smile on your face. Because people love us, and we're. If there's one thing you want to stress about is that you're not being a good person to the one person that counts, and that's yourself. Everybody else believes in you and they put you on these pedestals and stuff like that, and you're not living up to it. I'm not living up to it. Some of my friends, some of the messages and some of the things that are said to me of like how much of I'm a mentor, or like how great I was, or thank you for the advice and stuff like that. Like we all get these like acknowledgments and we throw it to the side. No, man. Let's indulge in those things. Let's be happy that we're able to connect with others. Let's not stop doing those things. Let's praise ourselves for the great things that we do. Let's not allow the toxic shit that happened in the moment and think it can just poison everything else. It doesn't. It's one weed. Just take that out. That's it. But yeah, I got therapy tomorrow. I'm gonna get up and do the same thing if I feel like shit. And even if I don't feel like shit, I'm gonna get up and do it anyway. I want you to know like you should do these things no matter what. Be true to yourself. Stop hiding who you are. And on the other side, I didn't really speak upon it, but like if you're that friend and you see your friend there, and sometimes they just need you to listen. You don't have to say anything. Just listen. Don't be the me too, like I'm feeling it too, because that's not the time to do that. I'm not saying that happened to me, but I just want you to know, like, I've seen it. I've been that person. I was like, oh, I feel that too. No, they don't need to hear that. Reach out to those people that you haven't heard from in a while. Check up on them. Check up on them for yourself also, because they want to hear from you. And you know you want to connect with somebody. You don't want to feel like you're alone. If they don't pick up, I know there's tons of other people who you can call that would pick up. So that being said, that's the end of my fucking rant, my session. I let it all out. That was today. We didn't even talk about my childhood trauma. We'll say that for another fucking episode. But yeah, I want you to know that like you're not alone, and mental health is something that you have to work on every day. You remember we're all our own boat, and we can't put band-aids if we have some leaks. We have to put work into it. We're at sea all day, every day. You can't use band-aids. You gotta solve it, you gotta figure it out, you gotta empty out that water, you gotta build a team. Not the team, but a team. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that you have to do. So love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. I know I probably rambled and talked about shit way too much, but it is what it is, man. This is my fucking show. You don't like it? Fuck you. But yeah, love you guys. You're not alone. I know I'm not alone. I miss you. Love you. All of you. Later.